for once. Nice and calm. You're almost there.
Yeah, I did it. I cried 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it. Let's take it to the stage.
You dig it? You knock a dude down, you get some respect.
That's Mr. Boomer. Ah, pain in the building. He don't take no. No. He don't take no. No. He don't take no. Mess. You can call him old as dirt, but that man know his worth. Our pain got the mic tonight. Better get your mind right. Who that? Our pain. Who that? Mr. Boomer. Who talking truth? Our pain. Our pain. Who keeping it real? Mr. Boomer. Yeah. Politics. Family. Relationships. Reality. If it's on your mind, he's talking about it tonight. Boomer. Boomer. Our pain. Boomer. Tell him again. Boomer. Boomer. Tell him again. Boomer. Hey. That's Mr. Boomer. 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 All pain don't bite his tongue. He'll tell it like it is, whether you're old or young. Black men unfiltered. Yeah, we bringing that fire. When our pain hit that microphone, the conversation gets higher. Our pain. That's right, Mr. Boomer. All night. Our pain. Our pain. Tell the truth, Mr. Boomer. We're rocking with you.
Hey, that's pretty funky, man. That's the first time I heard that. Hey, Katilia, how you doing? Can you hear me? You're the first one here. Just put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. I want to make sure I'm up. Welcome to the Black Man Unfiltered Network. Hey, that's a new intro, right? I gotta steal that one. That's all right. Anyway, hey, listen. So we got another one for you today. I don't know how long we're gonna be here and all that kind of good stuff, but so you can. Dad, yeah, everybody, yeah, hit the like button when on the way in. Happy Monday to everybody else here on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. We're gonna have a little bit of fun today, and we're gonna drop the link and all that kind of good stuff. And so maybe a woman's point of view, even if you're in the chat, about whether you think you owe your husband sex or not, is something that you can answer if you're married. It's kind of funny when I've been married for a long time, but the truth of the matter is nobody's asking in a situationship, do you owe your partner sex, right? Because it seems like in situationships and these bullshit relationships people have, that's all they do is have sex. They ain't doing nothing else meaningful but having sex. But once they get married, all of a sudden there's an issue, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about some of that stuff. So, do wives owe their husbands, sex? Straight up, when you take your vow, it's part of your obligation to your guy to make sure you take care of him sexually, right? Sounds simple to me. But when you hear all the newfangled women of today talking about this shit's optional, then I don't know why they're married, right? Why would a man want to be monogamous with somebody who's going to use her sex as a weapon, or a reward? So we'll talk a little bit about that. I got some clips, and they're kind of short, really. And I'm going to lead into some of that, because I even have an icebreaker. And the icebreaker doesn't really have anything to do with the topic from the standpoint, but it is a woman talking about sex and how she feels used by men for sex. Because I think women play willfully naive when it comes to men and our sexuality. It's tiring. Any man who approaches you and he's not your brother or your father or cousin, he wants to have sex with you. You know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. Well, anyway, so here we go. I want to really hit this icebreaker because all the minutes of some of these videos are not that long. But this chick, and she's really upset with men because of the way they pursue sex from her. And so it kind of would lead into the fact is that why does a man marry a woman? It could be 1,000 things, but one of the things on that list is having sex with her, and a consistent sex, right? Right? Not so he doesn't have to search anymore, because that search is supposed to be over. So anyway, so we're gonna get started. But the first thing, the icebreaker, is something I thought it was a little funny, at least to me. Maybe to some of your women, it is not going to be funny. But I thought this young lady could use some of my help if she wanted to, if she wanted me to really react to her video, because she has some things right and she has a lot of things wrong. So before we go, let me go ahead and get that one started.
I said, I think it's really fucked up when people lie to me about their intentions with me in order to get in my pants, when I specifically say I don't do casual hookups. If I'm telling you I don't do casual hookups and you decide to play the fucking game in order to get it from me, it's fucked up because you're not respecting my boundaries. Now, a lot of people had some things to say. One of the first comments that I've seen so many times is, well, you should have waited. If I have feelings for someone and they appear to be honest and truthful, because that's usually how it seems at first, I should have the right to sleep with them if I like them. It's not that I don't like having sex. I'm not a prude. I like to fuck. I don't like to fuck casually.
I don't know why.
That is my boundary. I should not have to wait to sleep with someone I like.
Can you guys see? Can y'all hear her? I think you can, but she's supposed to be moving, but I don't know why she's not. It's like she's frozen. But if you can hear her, it's okay. She don't need to be animated. But part of some of the things I want her to do is be animated, because she's kind of funny. So let me go ahead and see if I can do something here.
I made a video and I can't even fathom the fucking comments, so I'm going to explain in deeper what I was saying. In my video, I said, I think it's really fucked up when people lie to me about their intentions with me in order to get in my pants, when I specifically say I don't do casual hookups. If I'm telling you I don't do casual hookups and you decide to play the fucking game in order to get it from me, it's fucked up because you're not respecting my boundaries. Now, a lot of people had some things to say. One of the first comments that I've seen so many times is, well, you should have waited. If I have feelings for someone and they appear to be honest and truthful, because that's usually how it seems at first, I should have the right to sleep with them if I like them. It's not that I don't like having sex. I'm not a prude. I like to fuck. I don't like to fuck casually.
Okay, so essentially, she's the queen of mixed signals, okay? Because the truth of the matter is, she's looking for a commitment from a guy up front when they have their first conversation, or because she says guys will string her along. So just kind of listen to where she's coming from, that every man who has sex with her, but he doesn't stay for the long term, is lying to her, which is really not the case. Maybe the box ain't that good. She doesn't understand anything about post-nut clarity, but let's listen to her talk some more.
That is my boundary. I should not have to wait to sleep with someone I like. Like, I should be able to do it. The problem is lying. We're normalizing lying. That's the problem. I don't have a problem with sleeping with someone. Let's say we slept together and it didn't work out. I'm not fucking hurt. Let me paint a picture for you. I'm going to give you a real life scenario of the last person that I slept with. And I'm going to tell you that something similar to this has happened almost every single fucking time I've slept with someone. I meet this guy, okay? He's a mutual friend of a friend, whatever. We start going out. He seems great. He seems very sweet, very honest. I'm into this guy. I'm thinking, wow, like, this is really fun. I'm having a great time. He seems to be a sweet person. I very clearly stated, I do not do sex casually. I will not do it. We sleep together. He asked me for consent several times. Yes, it was consensual. But right after sex, I'm still probably half dressed. I don't remember. He tells me he's not over his ex. And he didn't know until he tried to pursue things with me. This man thinks I think he has a dick in his brain. He is not stupid. He knew before he slept with me that he did not have capacity to give me what I wanted. And he knew that I would not be okay with sleeping with him, knowing that. So he didn't tell me until after we slept together. He's like, I know you said that, you.
Okay. Any of you women out there having this problem with a guy? Really? Are you guys still having this kind of problem with guys? If you're dating a guy and he's taking you out, he wants to sleep with you. And if you want him to give you a ring or she's nebulous about what she means by relationship, right? Nobody knows what that shit means if you ain't getting married, right? So, she goes on to say that this guy was with her for weeks. I mean, not just a couple of days, but weeks, like 4 or 5 weeks, spending his money, spending his time. You know what? Yeah, he wants to get some of that box. And then he got some of the box, and then post-nut clarity hit. Now, I don't see it being smart to say right after you finish, unloading on a chick, I'm not over my ex, so I don't know how much of this story is true or she's embellishing it to prove a point.
Don't do this casually, and I just wanted to communicate with you, like, yeah, get the fuck out of my house. It's fucked up because you knew you weren't going to give me what I wanted. And
this is the point. She keeps saying what she wants, what she wanted, but she's not really being specific. So she want a guy to come up and say, hey, listen, here's a ring. Here's a I guess a pre-engagement ring. So you're my girlfriend. And that's what you want to hear from this guy before y'all have sex. So you look like a casual hookup kind of girl. You don't look like one of these girls that I'm on. You just don't.
Pretended to do everything right to get it. That's the thing. It doesn't matter how long you fucking wait, because men, especially men, get it in their mind that it's this game where no matter what you tell them, they will do everything right. I've been treated the best.
Okay, so he's doing everything right. He's treating you good, right? So you could give him some box. But that's a problem with you, because what again?
By the most evil, manipulative men who don't want me at all. They'll kiss you on the forehead. They'll tell you you're beautiful. They'll take you on dates. They'll be honest with you. And they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about you. They genuinely just want to sleep with you. And the feeling that I'm trying to avoid is like, I don't mind sleeping with someone and it doesn't work, but it really hurts my feelings when you tell me that I'm special and I finally think that I catch a break from the shit show of the dating scene. And I think, wow, I've met somebody who's nice. They've waited weeks. They haven't rushed me to sleep with them. Like, wow, this feels so good. For it to all blow up in my fucking face and to feel like, wow, I was just manipulated. Because
the guy waited weeks. I mean, what do you mean waited weeks? He's spending money. He's taking you out. He's giving you all kinds of bullshit. You're wasting his time. And then you finally give him some box. And what do you expect him to say? Hey, look, here's the engagement ring. Is that what you're looking for? I mean, the guy had post-nut clarity. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you.
Like that guy who slept with me. He was a nice guy and I still think he's nice, but it was fucked up that he slept with me knowing that he wasn't going to give me what I wanted. And now I'm here left thinking, why the fuck did you hold my face and look at me like that? Why the fuck did you kiss my forehead? Dude, I was probably getting fake.
Kiss on forehead. So that's a special kind of kiss. Not on the lips, but on the forehead.
He's fucked. He was probably thinking about his ex having sex with me.
Maybe.
That hurts. That doesn't feel good. And the problem isn't that I didn't wait. The problem is that I was lied to. And to all of the people that are justifying lying, like, well, maybe you shouldn't have done this. Maybe you should have done this. You know what you fucking sound like? If someone tells you that they got sexually assaulted and you respond with, well, what were you wearing?
Listen, that's not the equivalency of what you're going through. It's not. I mean, it's ridiculous for you to think, one, that if you're in the dating scene, men going to want to sleep with you. If you want something specific from a guy, then you're not supposed to give up the box until you get something tangible out of the guy, like a ring, right? Like a proposal, that he wants to marry you. Everything else is just bullshit, young lady. What are you talking about? What kind of relationship do you? What do you? How do you codify what you want from this guy? I want a relationship. So you want him to say, "Hey, listen, do you want to be my girl? It's just me and you." Now, that's a step in the right direction. If he says that just to get the box, then I would agree with you. Somewhat. If he goes through that, looks you in the eye and says, "Listen, I want you to be my girl. We're gonna be just me and you," blah blah blah. And then once he gets the box, then he ghosts you. Then you got a point. But you just saying, I don't want a casual hookup when you look like a fucking casual hookup woman. You do. Because you said it yourself, you like to fuck. How do you like to fuck? So everybody you fuck in some long-term relationship, what are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. You're all over the place. You want a serious relationship, say, listen, you ain't getting none of this box until we're engaged. No, there you go. There you have it.
Well, did you do something to ask for it? That's what you fucking sound like. We're not normalizing lying. Lying is not okay. Playing with people's fucking feelings, leading them on when they clearly state to you that they don't do casual hookups just to fucking sleep with them is manipulation. And I wouldn't have done it if I knew that. And that is the fucking problem. And we're normalizing lying. Well, what could you have done differently? I don't know. I was treated like a princess for 4 fucking weeks. I thought it was okay if I slept with somebody I liked.
So the guy treated you like a princess for 4 weeks. That's 4 weeks of dinners and time and all this. He made you feel good and you gave him some ass. And you're still complaining. What are you talking about? What was he supposed to do? Men do play the long game. You know what the long game used to be? Marriage. Fucking guys steal women they want. They actually married them just so they can get access to the bar. The game hasn't changed. Just your interpretation of it. You know what I'm saying? You didn't put down enough tangible, I guess, requirements for a guy to know what you want. Hey, listen, we're not gonna have sex unless we're engaged. Then if he lies to you just to get the sex and give you an engagement ring, and he went and bought it and all that kind of stuff, then you would have a point.
I thought was different. Sorry. Yes, I wanted to have sex with them, but I wouldn't have if I knew it was different. And I don't like feeling like at the end of the day that I was just lied to and used to get it. That's what the fucking problem is. That's what we're continuously Fuck, am I having a stroke? We're continuously normalizing that. You just and it's fucked up. And we need to stop.
You're a little bit too old to be so naive. That's what I'm trying to say. It looks like you've had plenty of dick in your life, right? So at some point, you'd have to get it right? It doesn't look like like you said, you like to fool around. And now you're on this internet, right? On her page, she has, this is like a follow-up to another one that she had where she really feels used, that these guys tell her all this kind of shit. And she's really trying to say it's something that she's the kind of woman that 20 years from now, she'll try to sue a guy saying that she never gave consent because he lied to her. She's the kind of woman that, if you became rich, right, she'd come back to haunt your ass, with one of these stupid liberal policy laws saying, 20 years ago, he told me all this bullshit just to get some pussy and he got it and my life is ruined. So now I want to try to ruin his. That's what she sounds like to me. She's dangerous.
Stop normalizing it. You feel me? Okay. So yeah, to all the comments that are like, you should have waited or, you shouldn't have slept with them, have sex till marriage. No. The problem is lying. We're normal.
No. The problem is that your requirements are what you want them to be, and you want the guy to follow what you want to follow, and you're wrong. That's not how men operate.
Realizing lying, we're not addressing the problem. Lying. If you are not communicating with people what you are looking for when you are sleeping with them, knock it off and do it. Okay.
There you go. You're not communicating what you really want the guy to do. Just saying I don't want to have something casual doesn't mean shit to nobody. It means something different to everybody you say that to. What do you want, baby? You want to be engaged before you have sex? Say that. You want to be married before you have sex? Say that. Everything else you're saying is really stupid. It really is. And you can't see it because you're too full of yourself.
Especially if somebody
No,
communicates.
no. Not because you really can't see it because you actually do want to get fucked. You really do. You want to have sex, but you want to put some kind of bullshit like strip around it to try to ease your sexual libido by blaming it on men who are not committing to you because you gave them some box. They're not lying to you. They're telling you what they want from up front. As soon as a guy takes you out, he's telling you he wants to have sex with you.
You their boundaries and standards of it. Okay? Stop pushing people and manipulating them for sex. It's fucking weird. There's people out there who want to have sex casually. Go fuck them. Because consent is hot, okay? Go fuck the people that just want to fuck. And leave us relationship bitches out of it, okay? If I tell you I don't want to fuck you, don't play boyfriend for 7 weeks just to get some pussy. It's
That's shit for 7 weeks. Yeah, God dang it, I'm gonna hang out. I gotta play the long game, baby.
weird. Good night. It's actually daytime, but I wanted to say that, so.
I just thought that she was, listen, what can I say? What can I say? The chick, has, she has some points. Do guys lie? Yeah. But at some point, these lies got to bounce off your chest and you got to follow your own real desires. If you want to have sex, you got to be real with yourself. Every man ain't going to want to marry you just because you have sex with them. It's just crazy. The whole notion is crazy. The one thing you have to do also is if you're going with a guy for any appreciable period of time and he doesn't say to you, hey, listen, I want you to be my lady. I want to be with you. Whether he says we're going to get married or not. If he never puts it out there that y'all have a relationship together, monogamous, don't assume that you do. Just don't assume that you do. It's a mistake. That kind of assumption is a mistake. So let's get back to, do wives owe their husbands sex, or are they obligated to have sex with their husbands? The truth of the matter is women have always bartered their sex for protection and stuff like that for men. And so what I just realized in the United States, now I heard this before, but I never really thought about checking it out. It was all the way up until 1970 something, 74, 75, the first state that passed a law to criminalize a man taking sex from his wife when she didn't consent was South Dakota. It was like in 1975. It wasn't that long ago. I think Oregon came after that, and then it took all 50 states to criminalize marital SA. It took all the way up to, I think, 1994 was when Texas was the final state to say, okay, shit, we're going to give in. You can't take the box from your wife if she doesn't want to give it to you, okay? And there's somewhere along the line that kind of probably coincides with no-fault divorce. I think it kind of coincides with some of the time frame there. I don't think they were connected, but it's another one of those rights that men gave to women because most men in America and the West, we want you guys to be safe, even in marriage. You guys don't give us credit for that. But all the laws that protect women is at the behest and at the grace of men, right? Because it didn't have to be that way. Because if men didn't want that to happen, it wouldn't, because there's nothing you could do to make them do it. So it just makes sense that if you're married, you shouldn't just go ahead and be essaying your wife if she's not around. So if she's not down. So one of the things is I got a series of clips. This is just a little history. If you guys didn't know, I think a lot of you women probably knew this already. That is really a kind of recent thing that within marriage, a man can't just take it, right? But here's the thing, before we get into any of the clips, right? I've been married for a long time. And anybody who's married, the fact is, yeah, your wife should be obligated to give you sex, but you don't want the sex out of obligation, right? You'd rather her want to give you some, right? That's what you'd rather have. That's what I think, right? Right? It wouldn't it be cool? It's better that your woman wants to have sex with you because she looked at you and you just don't. She just didn't start throwing up in the back of her throat, but she still has something. There's something still left in you that she can latch on to, and she want to have sex with you. That's what you'd rather have, even though she has an obligation. Because men, we have all these obligations to our wives and our children and all this kind of shit. And then when you ask a woman, well, what is your obligation to your husband? And then they fucking don't know what the hell to say, right? They'll have no idea, right? The average woman has no idea what her obligation is to the man in her life because she doesn't give a shit about what he wants. Not really, right? As long as whatever he wants, as long as it's something that makes her happy, then it's cool. So anyway, so in this thing, I have a couple of clips, right? So it's this first girl that young lady that talks about kind of what this first girl was talking about, but from a different angle, because I think she realizes that what men want from women is sex. It really is, and then and what men want in relationships, and this first girl says this, is the fact that he wants access to consistent sex. Now, there's guys who sleep around and they don't care about that because they get a lot of box. But most men don't have access to box on demand. Most men don't. Very few men do. Let me put it to you that way. So most men will want to find a girlfriend that he can call his own for maybe a myriad of reasons, but one of the primary reasons is so he can have consistent access to sex. Now, I don't know if you ladies out there didn't understand that, but that's true, right? It's true. I mean, you guys didn't know that, right? You guys didn't know that all the way up till marriage. Some guys got married just so they could, they love the woman and all this other kind of shit. But one of the real big reasons so they can have access to consistent sex. It seems kind of straightforward, right? Oh, she got to be pretty. She's got to cater to me. She's got to do this. And some men don't even ask that. They just be happy that they can get a little box on demand. All right, so here I got this series of tapes, and one of the ladies answers the question from a female's perspective of whether she owes sex to her husband or not. Then my man, the Dr. Taravan, comes on and says his little piece. And then the final lady is the one that I want us both to talk about because she pretty much hated her husband, and they stayed married for a long time. But she comes out and says that her disdain for her husband was so bad that even him looking at her gave her the ick, the cringe, and everything else. So he wasn't getting no box. Whatever box he was getting, it had to be terrible, right? Because his wife hated his guts. So anyway, so we're gonna go through some of those tapes and we'll talk about it. So, but it's a real easy. So I want you ladies to put in the chat whether you think if you're married or if you have a long-term relationship. I don't care about those because you're probably having sex, so you don't have no issue with that. But if you're married out there, when do you think you could just withhold sex from your husband? And then to what end? Until he, straightens up and flies right. So you use sex as a weapon, or you use sex as a reward. That's not good either, right? So anyway, so let me go ahead and get this thing started. Let me find this. This is it.
How not easy or not accessible sex is to the regular average man, right? Like, it's not like men just meet somebody down the street and say, hey, want to get laid? And then, like, you have to meet a woman. You have to take your time, talk to her.
So now the one thing that I stop this real quick is because a lot of ladies don't really understand what she just said. that is not easy for the average guy to get sex from a woman. It really isn't. The average guy has to, like she said, put in some time, have cultivate a relationship. That's what I call it. It's not like a woman who can go down the block if she's halfway pretty. She can pretty much give the box to anybody she wants. You know, so but a guy, no such luxury exists, not for most men.
To know her, take her out, do this and that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you want somebody that's going to have sex with you. So do men get into relationships just to have access to consistent sex and intimacy? Yes. That's like, it's the point where like they will play that waiting game with you, the whole getting to know you, the whole taking you out to eat. They will play that long game because they know that once you are emotionally invested, you are willing to have sex with them consistently. And a lot of men like that convenience. But it's like you have to notice that when you're with that type of man that just wants you for sex, as soon as you have sex with him, that is when things will start to switch up. That is when how he treats you will start to switch up. That is when you'll start to see that you're not really a priority like that.
See, this is again post nut clarity is that's the chance you take when you have sex with a guy. And it doesn't matter whether you wait for the first night or 6 months. If it's 6 months and you still fooling around with somebody else and you got this guy paying all this stuff for you and then you finally give in, it might just be a revenge thing for making him wait so long. So every relationship from a man and a woman, that first time y'all have sex is what you call a crossing the Rubicon, right? Is actually crossing a boundary where this guy actually either likes you or he was in it just to satisfy an urge, and now it's time to move on. It's unavoidable, and believe it or not, men don't get enough credit for staying because a lot of guys do.
Because all he really cares about is the intimacy. And the witchy thing about this is that even when you get upset and you complain, what he's going to do is say things to sweep you off of your feet so then he can have sex with you. So it's like you'll be thinking like, oh, like we're just going through our little hiccups and no, he's so sweet, he actually cares about me. But it's like when you notice you're going through a cycle with a man, it's because he just wants to have sex. So,
well, listen, you know what? Here's my thing, okay? I think women should be flattered that men want to have sex with them. That's it. I mean, you guys can make it into whatever you want to make it, but it shouldn't be a mystery to any woman once you become of age that what men want from you is sex. Now, they could want more. Right? If you're a good person and you touch a certain thing, you hit those hormones right, and they want to keep you and possess you, so to speak. So it could be more than that. They might want to have a family with you. They might want to take care of you. They might want to do that. But make no mistake, it's because he still wants to have sex with you. So I know y'all make it into this kind of revelation thing, but is it really a revelation? I mean, you're a woman, the guy's a man. And just tell me, if you have a guy hanging around you, you don't know that he wants to, have sex with you. It's just ridiculous.
So yes, he will make up with you, make you start feeling good, all of that, just so y'all can do all over again. Then you're back right in that cycle. So one advice that I will give to you guys is that...
But here's where she goes off the rails, right? Because women and advice is something that you got to take with a grain of salt, right? Yeah, you really do. Well, she's talking to the ladies, okay? And I don't think it's going to help them because ladies try to view their fixes through a lens of a woman and not the lens of a man. But let her go ahead and give her advice.
One piece of advice, is that if you know that if you removed sex out of the relationship, that there would not be that much there between y'all, then that is how you know that it is just time to exit whatever situation that you're in. Because you should be with somebody to the point that even if you are not having sex with that person, you still feel connected, you still feel heard, you still feel seen, and you still feel like those butterflies, like you feel that warm, cuddly feeling.
See, again, so she's projecting how she thinks a man should feel, but what she just described is how the woman feels. So she goes on to say, withhold sex from the guy and see how he reacts. Okay, so you're banging the guy out on a regular basis. So one day you turn up and say, listen, we're not going to have sex anymore. So you could observe what kind of reaction he's going to have, right? You, all the butterflies and all that shit is not for him. It's for you, right? You're the one with all the butterflies and stuff. So you want to see if he still, comes around so he could just get rejected while your stupid experiment is ongoing. And he's saying, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? So when does your test end? When does this test end? And to what end does it, right? So he has to turn into does he really have to start begging for the box? Would that satisfy whether he's the right kind of guy? He beg for it. Maybe he loves me if he begs for it. So I mean, come on.
That you feel when you're in love. But if you're not feeling that, once you guys are not intimate and you notice that he's like emotionally detached you, if you guys are not intimate, girl, you need to be real with yourself.
I am one half.
All right. So, yeah. All right. So, again, it's really bad advice. If you use it's bad advice. Whether the guy, you got to figure out what the intention of your relationship is, period. You don't have to play games to find that shit out. Just have a conversation. Where are we going with this? Am I your girl? You going to be my, are we going to get married? Or we have plans? And if he starts, saying hum on that, then you don't have to play no games. You really don't. So this is a sister who is married, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her, but this is a little short video, and she kind of segues into a piece of this, but she gets back to the main point, right? Is a wife obligated to have sex with her husband? If they had the word anal up there, that's another part of it, but the second part of it is just in general, and she gets to that. This is a short video.
Of the wonderful dynamic duo that is me and my husband, Ayize and Diana Ma'at. What do? We answer questions. We try to share our lives with you as we all try to go to the next level and have the kind of relationships that we all deserve to have. So look, y'all, going to answer a question solo today. This one right here, I said, let me just go ahead and handle this one real quick by myself. Here it is, just real quick, 2 sentences. A young lady wrote in, she said, is a wife obligated to have anal sex with her husband? Can a man accidentally go in the wrong hole?
So that's a question, but she gets back to the basic question as well. So she answers both of them, but when she's going to get to the real basic sex question as well. So I just wanted to put that out there. So, but it's still a good example.
Right. So let me answer this question and be very honest with you. Everyone has different ideas and understandings and frameworks that they operate from when it comes to what they think is a requirement in a marriage, right? In a relationship that is a marriage, right? Because you say is a wife obligated, and so there may be some that feel that a wife is obligated to have sex with her husband, and not just sex with her husband, but anal sex. So here's where I fall with it, and I know that my husband would agree with this 100%. Is a wife obligated to have sex with her husband? Absolutely.
So that's the main point, right? As a wife, you're obligated. But just like I said before, I've been married. My wife is obligated, and she has a duty. But you try to get to the point where that's not why you're having sex, right? Because it's an obligation. It's you still want it to be in the area of desire. Whatever's left of the desire, you don't want your wife or your husband to say, let's just get this shit over with, because we're counting calendar days. And so, we need to do at least 3 times a week. So you want to have some passion there, but is it an obligation? Yeah. It's no passion to pay bills, right? But a man's obligated to do it, right? He can't take a day off. He can't take a couple of days off in terms of not taking care of business, right? You got to keep doing that. So if part of your job as a woman is to satisfy his libido so he ain't going anywhere else, that's part of your obligation. And we put it on a woman because generally you don't have to coerce a man to have sex with a woman. You really don't. If he gets it up, he's sticking it in.
Yes. I don't know of a healthy marriage where sexual intercourse, not just playing around, not a little something here and there, not every other month, 2 times a year.
You know, right, first of all, of course you would say no. Okay? Of course you would say no. Well, you know, but if you was married, you probably wouldn't be saying no. You know, well, at least I hope so if you wanted to stay married.
6 times a year. You know, I don't know where any healthy relationship that is a marriage exists with that kind of dynamic. Certainly as you get older, sexual libidos and requirements change. But in terms of a robust, you know, healthy marriage, yes, you're required to have sex. Now, are you required to have anal sex?
No.
Absolutely not.
Well, I agree
You are
with
not
that.
required to have anal sex. What
I agree with that part.
2 people have to do in a marriage is be able to negotiate, much like you negotiate with anybody else out in the world about what works for you and what doesn't work for you, what makes you happy and what doesn't make you happy. And then you both have to bend a little. And if anal sex is just out for you, then your partner has to figure out how to deal with that. And then you, knowing that that's something that they want, you have to figure out, how can I help him get what he needs, but it ain't going to be all the way like that. You know, how do we bend and flow with one another? And then can it accidentally go in the wrong hole? I asked my husband this one. I actually called him. He's on the way to the movies right now. I actually called him and said, "You in the movie yet? Let me ask you this real quick. Because I know sometimes you've been a little close. I'm like, hey, and you're like, oh, my bad." Right? He's like, you know what? You might get a little slippery around there sometimes. And this is what we came up with. We actually, you know, really tried to figure this thing out. It might, you know, sometimes it gets a little wet down there, you know. It might get a little slippery. And you might say, oh, wait a minute. But for it to go all the way in, I mean, I would think you would be able to give him a warning, right? You'd be able to say, wait a minute, you know, it shouldn't just slip up in there.
Yeah, let me stop. Okay, so that's
I'm Dr. Orion.
Now, so this guy, some of you guys might know this guy. He's a psychiatrist, psychologist, or whatever it is. And he found a little niche about talking to men about relationships with women. And on this one, he talks about a woman's obligation to have sex, or obligations in marriage to have sex. And he has an interesting take on this. And actually, when I think about it, I agree with him. I agree. Now, what a man does when does after he finds out that his woman doesn't want to have sex with him might vary from man to man. But his thought process on this is a pretty good one. So let's listen. This is short clips. This is all I got 4 clips here, and they're all tied together, and it's like 13 minutes. So let's go listen to him for around 4 or 5 minutes, and he gets to his point real fast.
Taraban, and this is PsycHacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is sexless marriage. So this is, unfortunately, a problem that many with whom I consult bring to me. It's been 5 years, 10 years since the man has had sex with his own wife. I understand that it can go the other way, but in the vast majority of cases, it's the wife, not the husband, who, for whatever reason, has decided to unilaterally terminate the sexual dimension of the relationship. Now, being sexually rejected is a difficult experience for a lot of men. I've made episodes on this topic in the past. However, it's another thing altogether when a man is sexually rejected, not by a girl at a bar or on a dating app, but in his own marriage. The one and only morally and legally sanctioned place for him to have sex in the entire universe. This can be extremely hurtful and infuriating and demoralizing and hopeless for the man in question. Any way you cut it, it's quite a slap in the face. Of course, many of these guys are at least somewhat complicit in their predicament, like they could often stand to be more attractive or seductive or emotionally provocative. Fortunately, it's possible to bring sex back into a dead bedroom. I've made an episode on that subject as well. It just takes some time and effort to do so. Unfortunately, there's also no guarantee that anything will work in this regard, as 2 people can't really have sex if one person doesn't want to. In any case, it's important that I at least mention some of this overarching context before I go any further as I have kind of an unconventional take on the subject. And here it is. My take is that categorically refusing to have sex in an exclusive monogamous relationship by unilateral decision is a form of cheating. A partner who, for whatever reason, decides for...
Now, listen closely on how he comes to this conclusion, because, again, withholding sex and for nefarious reasons or whatever it is that he's saying, it is a form of cheating. So he goes through meticulously on what he means by that.
Both parties that sex isn't going to happen anymore has stepped out of a monogamous relationship. Let's consider this further. What is cheating? In the context of any game, cheating occurs when a player intentionally violates one of the rules of play. And this, of course, is why extra partner affairs are a form of cheating in a monogamous relationship. They violate one of the rules of play, namely the rule of exclusivity or monogamy. Mono means one. So having two partners would be a violation of monogamy. However, it's wrong to think that cheating only occurs in monogamous relationships when a partner has more than one lover. If you sign up for monogamy, then cheating happens whenever someone in the relationship intentionally decides to have not one partner, not just more than one partner. 0 is as much not one as 2 is. When you take more than you agreed to, you're stealing. However, when you receive less than you agreed to, you're being stolen from. And just like stealing can work both ways, you can take more or receive less. Cheating can work both ways too. You can take more or receive less. In monogamous relationships, having sex with 2 people is just as much cheating as is having sex with 0 people, because in both cases, you're not having sex with one person. Both are a breach of the agreement. So what I tell these guys who have been in sexless marriages for years is that irrespective of their feelings on the subject, they are no longer in a monogamous relationship.
So you get the point, right? So listen, and I like the way he puts it. It's a breach of the agreement, right? I mean, you make an agreement with each other, male or female. For the most part, it's the women who close down. But men will close down, but maybe they'll close down because they can't get it up or some shit like that, right? And they got to go get some help. And then that's another issue. But when a woman decides that even though otherwise healthy, but she just doesn't want to have sex with you no more, she's broken the vows. She has. Now, then you have a choice to make as a man. Now, it's not that easy for men to leave, okay? Because in our country, we generally get hurt by getting divorced unless the woman has a lot of resources of her own. And of course, the children play a big part in that too. And not enough men file for full custody and stuff like that. They should be fighting harder to have their kids, because I don't believe the women are the best stewards of children. We have receipts to prove that, right? The whole country is fucked up of women who are raising just horrible kids. So, so I think kids are better off with their fathers anyway. So that's another thing. So that's another story, a whole nother live, maybe. I think I might have done one already. So his point is, when a woman withholds sex, she's breaking her vows. Now, we don't get into, and he doesn't get into what a man should do about that. But as a married man, I know it's not that easy to leave a woman who, for any reason, especially if you're the one who manages all the assets.
Like, if a man's wife were sleeping with the pool boy, we would all agree that that man, whether he liked it or not, was no longer in a monogamous relationship. By the same token, if a man's wife no longer sleeps with her husband, I would like us to consider that that man, whether he likes it or not, is no longer in a monogamous relationship.
He's not.
He's in a celibate relationship, which we can assume is not what he signed up for. And this would constitute a breach of the monogamous relationship agreement.
All right. So here, this Raggedy Ann chick right here with the red hair, bright red hair. She goes through, and this is a little bit longer, but if you look at the caption here, she avoided sex with her husband, and he ended up cheating on her, okay? And if you listen to what my man, the doc, just said, she doesn't realize that she cheated first. Okay. But it doesn't justify him cheating. But essentially, the real moral of the story is that they eventually get a divorce that I think he filed for. And that's probably what he should have done in the first place, whether he cheated or not. She decided to close him out of sex. All right. So it became an issue. All right. So, hey, Jimmy, you got to come on camera. You want to come on camera so I can see where you are? All right. Well, I got to see your face, man. You got to be on camera. All right. You driving or not? Hold on.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me? You got to be on camera. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me, Jimmy? If you can hear me, you got to be on camera. That's one of the rules of the thing. If you can't be on camera, we can't dance. I see you want to say the whole time. Listen, just pop up for a second. You don't have to be on the whole time. Pop up for a second. How you doing, man? Let me get.
Hey,
Can you see me?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. So let me. I saw you. Okay. So it seemed like you're a real human. So what you got to say on the subject?
So, of course, a woman should owe the sex to her husband. What and how I'm going to make a bang on the bill and she does nothing. This like imagine I pay rent and I don't live in a house. What the
Right.
hell is this? What I imagine you pay for a car, but you don't drive the car. You look at the car. You can't
Now,
drive it.
I
Why
hear
are you
you.
buying a car?
Let me ask you a question. I hear you got some kind of accent. Are you? Where's your home country from? I mean, you could be American too, but you know what's the background? What's the culture?
Me, I'm very American guy, and originally, we come from like like all the way back, just America. I don't like to give too much on
Okay,
the
well, I hear
information.
that. I hear accent. So, but I'm okay. Let me
Yes,
just keep it from a cultural standpoint. Just
I don't think I have accent. Yes,
so the point what I'm saying is that in most cultures, you know, this whole conversation of a woman not having sex with her husband is like unheard of. Is that correct?
yes.
That's where I'm
Yes,
going.
in every single culture, you can look in the Bible, you can look in the Quran, and this is supposed to be love. Now, if woman she want to take this and take advantage of her man, then why can because a woman has power over a man by sexuality. A
There's no
man
doubt about
also has power over a woman in different ways, financially and physically. So if the woman can take advantage of the man and take this away from him, then he can do the same to her. And he don't give her money, he don't pay for nothing, and he can do whatever he want, not give her right either. What is this game they want to play to be over the man?
Hey, listen. I mean, it's feminism. It's the Western culture where I guess men have, especially in the West, here in the West, right? America, the American men have acquiesced a lot of their position of leadership to women, right? So this whole
Yes,
notion, the way we get married, the divorce, the way we lose children, the way we lose assets, the way the women who say they could be married, but you got to have consent to have sex with your own wife. Like you got to ask her, right? I mean, it should be consensual. Yeah, I agree with that. But it's like you can't expect to have sex with her. She has to give it to you, right?
this a
So your
woman has to fulfill this, and same with men. He has to also have sex with his wife. He cannot go without do that with her. She has desire as well as a man. Both.
no
It
doubt
goes both ways.
it should. It should. But you know,
Yes.
it's just the way it is. So this whole issue is though in America, at least they say 25. I think it's more than that. They say 20 to 25% of all American marriages that last is sexless. That the women close down. Mostly the women. Okay.
Wow.
And that's why it's even a topic. You know, if you go through TikTok, you go through this, there's a lot of women, and this woman I have up here, and I was going to play this clip before you came up. She goes through the fact that her husband disgusts her. She doesn't want to have sex with him at all, and
Then leave.
she blames it on him, and you know she takes no accountability whatsoever about how the relationship crumbled. But she doesn't want to have sex with him, and it sounds like, you know, she, first of all, it sounds like she didn't really like this guy, so he must have had money or something that she married him for. But I was going to play a little bit of this. I don't know if you want to stick around. You can.
Yeah, let's watch together. Yes, I will go on mute.
All right. Well, here we go. We're going to run it.
I hated intimacy with my husband. I actually dreaded it. I would literally count the days in my head, where 3 days kind of felt like a number that kind of felt like too long, so I should probably just go ahead and do it. But every single night, we would get in bed and I would lay there with anxiety because I would feel like he probably wanted it. But even throughout the day, I hated him touching me. Every kiss, every cuddle, every back rub.
Yeah, you know, listen. You know, here's why I stopped. The word hate is a powerful word.
This video already pissed me off. This video already pissed me off. What in the hell? This is the most disrespectful thing, to put this on the internet. Hey everyone, my husband is disgusting piece of poop that come out of sewer. So ugly. I don't want to touch him. I get so dry like Sahara Desert. What in the hell is this?
It would give me the slight anxiety because I felt like it came with an expectation. One time he suggested we did one of those 30-day intimacy challenges and I cried. Another time he bought those like spicy couples card and I literally had a full-blown panic attack. I remember Googling therapists to try and figure out why I felt this way. I remember scheduling doctor's appointments when my libido was so low. I genuinely thought something was wrong with me. I thought maybe it was my hormones, maybe my drive was just broken, maybe I was just one of those women who just did not enjoy intimacy at all. I remember even saying to myself, if I went my whole entire life never having intimacy, I would be okay with it. For basically 10 years, I was asking myself, what is wrong with me? After our divorce, I became determined to figure
10 years. Can you imagine this guy be with this woman for 10 years or more?
Goodness. Imagine he go on video and he say, everyone, my wife is so fat and ugly. I will not touch her in 10 years. She is so ugly. I cannot imagine her.
They take it down from TikTok.
He will go to jail. He will get execution.
this out because I never wanted to bring that into another relationship. After our divorce, I researched, I learned, I just became curious. I bought the toys. I just wanted to figure out and break down these walls of why I felt the way I did. But then I realized I don't hate intimacy. I hated feeling emotionally disconnected from the person I was being intimate with. I hated feeling like physical connection was expected while emotional connection was missing. Looking back, I felt so emotionally alone for a long time. I didn't feel emotionally pursued. I didn't feel seen. I didn't feel emotionally safe. And when your heart feels disconnected, your body follows. If I'm being honest, I still do carry guilt over the fact that I wasn't able to give him that part of our marriage. Because I know intimacy matters. A marriage can't thrive when two people feel disconnected. And I own that. But here's what I don't own. His decision to cheat. Because even though I felt...
All right, so here's where she blames everything on him, okay? Even though she tried to do a little bit, I own this and that. First of all...
Yeah, go ahead.
The first cheat is her not giving him intimacy.
Yes.
She cheated on him first. You know, why would he have to, I would imagine he was paying all her bills. He was doing all those kind of things. And in the beginning, she said he was trying to find ways to rekindle, and she didn't want it. And so, he sounded like he was the one who was emotionally robbed by her first.
This manipulation that she does, and she make it seem like the man does manipulation. The thing is, this man, may God bless this man. He tries so hard. I don't know how after this video, she want to make him want to take his life. By doing video like this, the most disrespectful thing I ever see in my life. That she say all these things on the internet about him. The thing is, a man is not Einstein. He can focus on emotion. A man has a life. I have to go to work. I have to live my damn life. I don't care. I cannot focus on emotion every second. I need to focus on the emotion of how we are going to eat tomorrow. That's my emotion I focus on.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, you listen, I'm listening to her speak and I'm saying, wait a minute, you emotionally disconnected from him. But, first of all, physical disconnection, when your wife looks at you and she's repulsed by you, she's not just physically harming you. Emotionally, that's just got to hurt. Can you imagine being married to a woman who can't stand the sight of you? That's just crazy.
She is trying to break him. She is trying to break him. The man, when he cheated, I bet he got all his confidence back.
Oh, yeah.
So good for him. Good for him. What I say is best is that you leave, though. That's my suggestion for her and for him. You have to leave. Just leave. Don't. If a woman has something bottled inside for 85 years, just speak. Use your mouth. And if you cannot do that, then go. Then just leave. Don't keep things inside. This is the thing that it is her fault 100%. She cannot communicate.
I agree. I agree with you. Hey, what's going on, Coach? Yeah. So you see the topic, man. I don't know how much. I don't know how much you caught about this, but we're going to finish her up, man. She's repulsed by her husband, and now she's finishing up talking about why it was his fault that she didn't want to give him sex.
Emotionally neglected, even though I felt lonely inside my own marriage, even though I wasn't getting my emotional needs met, I still did not go looking for another man. I didn't start another relationship. I did not lie. I did not betray my vows. Marriage problems are...
She absolutely betrayed her vows.
Look at the video she make right now.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, part of your vow is to love your husband, and and with all the forms of that, one of them is sexually. So she did break her vows, and so she's, again, like most modern or Western women, they can't see past their own noses. You know what I'm saying? So if it's not something that they could pin on a man, then they can't wrap their hands around it. It has to be the man's fault.
Real. Dead bedrooms are real. Disconnection is real. But when those things happen, you have conversations, you ask for counseling, you fight for your marriage, and if nothing changes, you leave with honesty. You don't secretly build intimacy with someone else. Cheating wasn't something that happened to him. It was a decision that he made, and it wasn't something that I pushed him into. It is not.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. Absolutely, it was. And the funny thing is, every time a woman cheats on a man, right, in marriage, every time a woman cheats on a man, it's always his fault. If you ever listen to the explanations, it's always he drove me to it. I didn't get this, I didn't get that, right? And so now he cheated on her, and he cheated on her, but she certainly laid the groundwork for where there was no love in the marriage.
Yes, they say, oh, he don't give me attention. So the best solution to fix the problem is to get clapped. You will solve all the problems.
Responsibility to carry the shame and the responsibility of his own choices. I hated intimacy with my husband.
Okay, so I wanted to end it there. That's the end of that. Let me get rid of that. So that was the end of that.
This type of stuff make me not want to get married.
Yeah. Oh, so you're single, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. So what's going on, Coach? Man, how much is a woman obligated?
What's up, Papa?
Is a woman obligated to give a man sex or not?
If she believing in that good fake book she reading, then she better be knocking me down once a week, twice a month, whatever. Yeah, I mean, whatever. If I roll over and she feel the wood, then it be the woodpecker. I understand, the inner workings of a woman and how her body changes through time. I've been around women all my life, man. I have 5 sisters. Then I started reading why all these tripping. Then I realized, oh, it's just part of the life cycle. So I can understand those days. I'm cool with those days. Matter of fact, let me find something to do while you over on them days. When you know what I'm saying? I find something to do, right? I'm fixing shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm making stuff happen. But other than that, I mean, I don't know, man. I ain't never had a woman that wanted to date me deny me. And my wife, she sure be like, give me my what does it say? Give me my 15 minutes of fame. Then you can act the fool in the world. But yeah, man. I mean,
you know, I guess I'm with you. It's like kind of being blessed a little bit, man. Hey, what's up with ghetto point of view? What's happening, man?
It ain't being blessed up, man.
No, what I'm saying is I've been married for
salute everybody. How y'all doing?
Yeah, you've been married for a long time. It ain't being blessed. It's
after
just
being married for like 30-something years, you know, the frequency goes down. But like I can say, you know, God bless my wife. She's always been accommodating, you know. But I wasn't always, but for being married so long, I'm not on her back every other day either.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those kind of things. I mean, being married, but the monogamy is different, man. I can tell you that.
Yeah, monogamy. But you know, single. I mean, listen, man. Shout out to the white girl bonquishas of the world, man. She's just no different from a middle class bonquisha with the blonde hair, and she intentionally, you know, she probably got a hard working dude, right? But I don't know, man. He probably chose the wrong chick, and he realized it. And you know what I'm saying? But she needed to divorce him. But I'm sure she has kids, so now this
last girl, he divorced her.
Oh, he divorced her? Yeah, that's a good thing for him because you don't want to hold on to that. But yeah, I would think for anybody who's experiencing that, shit, kick our ass to the curb, man. Shit, just make sure you, especially in divorce decree, if you got children, the laws are the laws now. Your whole focus is, I want my slow ass kids with me.
Right.
And that's what I'm fighting home. She can run to the streets, get her apartment, whatever, but I want my babies with me and focus on them children. And she'll be on her, oh, I shouldn't have left my husband by that time. You know, you be done moved on. But at the same time, I think for men to own the fact that women are fucked up like that, it baffles me.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll shut up. You're not going to run across 10 women that act the type of fantasy woman that you like. You ain't going to do it. 8 of them might tell you no, and you like them because they got that body. Because, you know, a lot of us just go for body only. She can be dumb as a box of rocks. But then when we get tripped up by her, we blaming her. Instead of just seeing her flaws, you saw her flaws from across the club.
Right.
You saw her flaws when every nigga kept hugging on her booty. But you still said, I'm going to be her husband, her savior. You can't do that. Keep them out there.
Nope. What's up, ghetto? What's up, man? Point of view, man. What's happening? Are you married? You're married, right?
Yes, sir. 17 years. Not as long as y'all, but you know, I've been in the game for a little while.
Yeah.
As long as me, man.
Man, is the wife obligated to have sex with her husband?
I mean, I give you the short, quick answer is 100% yes, because you know, whether you y'all been dropping it all evening, and it was just a pleasure to watch. But just to piggyback, you know, whether we talking about from a religious or from a monogamy view, like the psychiatrist brought up, all of these different paradigms have been set up that we supposed to, if we adults and we come to this agreement, we supposed to stick to it. And if we get to the point we can't stick to that agreement, we need to, like adults, come and rehash what we talking about. Are we opening this up? Can the man have another wife? Can he have a side piece? If it's the man that's having issues, is he having ED? Does he need to go see a sex therapist? Do y'all both need to go see sex counseling? Can I say sex counseling? Is that that's not a red flag, right? Yeah, all right, cool. Like maybe y'all need to go see a sex counselor together. Y'all need to explore maybe some other things if y'all been together a minute. Bringing in some wigs and some makeups and some lingerie, like whatever y'all got to do to keep it spicy. If the kids is getting on y'all nerves too much and y'all need to just have a weekend away, or you go to get the Airbnb for a couple hours, like we have to figure out ways to reinvigorate our lives, or they just gonna fall off and die. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you 100%. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, the problem, a lot of people, especially a lot of counselor and therapy session, what happen is they confirm your feelings and they make your feelings very real. The thing is, this is the problem. If nobody gives the actual advice. Everyone says, you feel like he don't connect with you. Maybe this is why. This is why.
You ain't talk to me as y'all playing because I'm like, fuck your feelings.
That's the thing. You have to just get over it. You're imagining things in your imagination. That's it. Oh, he don't love me. If he pay the rent every month, he love the hell out of you. He works 60 hours. He love the hell out of you. He love you so much. So there is all emotional. All this stuff is there. The only thing not there is your head. Therapy make it worse.
A lot of people feel that way. You know, I hear you. I mean, one of the things when I use the word obligation and duty of having sex with your partner, not your partner, your husband or wife, is that you don't want it to be based just on an obligation. You want her to want you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the obligation is the underlying duty, but you actually want your spouse to actually want to have sex with you. Sure. And I think from a man's point of view, just to be fair, you can't forget the buttons you push to make her want to give you sex in the first place.
No, you can't do it.
You know, so a lot of guys kind of lose you can't forget those buttons you push. You know, and whether you push them all the time or once in a while, you got to remember where they are. You know,
sure.
And all you got to do, you say, "Hey, sex now, make it happen." That's it. Then if she love you, she do it. That's how it works.
Can't do it every time, man. You can't do it every time.
It'd be nice if it was like that, but you know.
Yeah, you can't do it every time.
You gotta.
Sometimes you gotta rub her out of her feelings. You gotta rub her out of her, and you know what I'm saying, her feelings of the world.
You can't always press R2D2 and go do the combination. You don't always have to do this.
Sometimes you can see it on her face, though. Sometimes you can read it in their body language. You just gotta, you ain't gotta say nothing. Just rub it out of them. Just grab and rub something on that body. She might forget all her worries for that moment. I'm just saying, there's techniques you can try. It's simple.
There's just things listen, you don't have to do it every time.
Not every time.
But there was when y'all were going together before you get married. You said you're not married, Jimmy. I said, if you get a girl, right, there's certain things you did to get her. Right? There are certain things, certain ways you move that enticed her to want to be with you. You can't just forget that shit once they say I do. You know, you can. That's not a good practice. You know, so I mean, you don't have to go through it all when you cross that next level. But the point is, you got to remember where those points are.
Yeah, for sure. And it ain't necessarily spending money. If you lead with spending money, you failing from the go. But it could be some activities that y'all was doing. It could be some games y'all was playing. Just something. You throw it in there, man. You never know. You might come home to a sweet potato pie. I'm an outgoing guy, so I believe, you know, we going outside. I ain't sitting up smelling farts with the shades drawn every day. I'm outside. I've always been outside. If the girl didn't want to go outside with me to the park, I wasn't gonna waste too much time. But I appreciate my wife. She loves shit. That's what first thing we was doing. And everything after that, man, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to the outside. You can sit up under the tree and watch me shoot some jump shots with your little dress on. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go sip and paint with you. You know what I'm saying? And draw your big head. I'm gonna paint your big head, Mr. Potato Head. That's you, baby. It's like but you know, it's just different things. There's so many nuances to it, man. Everybody's different. But it comes down to me, and like I tell my son, man, and tell a lot of guys, man, you have to know who you are when you come approach the type of woman you want. You can't be second guessing who you are, regardless of who she turned out to be. You stand on who you are. And look, women believe in that old fake season shit. It might not be your season in her rotation. Next season, you roll back around. Now you got her in your You know what I'm saying? You like this is it, but some dudes can't see.
Yeah, you missed me. That's shit. I wish my wife be talking about some goddamn seasons.
Yeah, you would have moved on. But you
I mean, but now I hear what you're saying. When this part of the conversation that we're having is like for any of the ladies that might be out there, is we kind of as men we kind of understand that it ain't like, hey, listen, I want you to just turn over and just be ready, right? Shit, just be dry humping your ass, right?
Right.
So I mean, there's got to be some finesse to it, but I think one of the things that we can say something to men out there who are married or might be having some kind of issue with their wife is that, hey, listen, whatever you did to turn her on, you got to rekindle some of that shit, or never lose it in the first place. And you should be able to, I think you should be able to recognize when it's going away. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys ignore signs, but go ahead, Keto.
Nah, y'all killing it. And I was just agreeing with all of that. Like a lot of times, when we get married and then the rat race come in and then we doing all of the obligations on a day to day. Yeah, 100%. It is caring for our wives to pay the rent and pay the lights and pay the gas and make sure the car's right. But it don't hurt to bring her that bottle of perfume, that bottle of flowers. It don't hurt to set up that little date night. Yeah, we be tired as hell. You mean I gotta do 12-hour shift and go look for a room to take? Yeah, you really might have to do that a little extra if that's your wife, right? If this is somebody who really means that extra to you, you may at sometimes when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're not really in the mood, when you feel like you're not getting what you want out of the relationship, you may have to just put your ego to the side a little bit and say, let me set up that trip. Let me book that room. Let me get us a little lunch together for a couple hours and start to try to reignite that connect. Like he said, like we was obviously linked into each other and locked onto each other for a reason. Try to get back to some of that and see if that don't open up the floodgates for you, so to speak, right?
It don't take much. Because if your woman is the kind of right woman she wants to be married to you, it's the gesture that counts more than almost anything else. It don't have to be a grand gesture. I mean, I was talking to this young guy a long time ago in the bar. I didn't know him from Adam. He was a newlywed. Not newlywed. I mean, he been married 2 or 3 years, and his wife, young white guy, his wife just had a baby, and he was saying she's stressed out all the time, right? And he's doing this thing. He's over at the bar drinking with me and shit, right? And all this kind of stuff. He's stressed out. He said, man, I don't know what's wrong. I said, listen, man. So when's the last time you told her, listen, I got the kids the weekend. Go hang out. Go find I got the kids. The kid's like 2 years old. I can feed the kid for a weekend, just chill out. You can go with your girl, do this, do that. Or just go to the spa, get hooked up. I got it. Don't worry about it. I said, those kind of gestures will buy you credits for a long time.
100%. And it ain't even got to be that fancy sometimes. All pain. Sometimes just set them up a nice bubble bath.
Yeah,
exactly. Throw the candles, throw the hot water on that. I don't know if younger folks use stuff like this, but a little Epsom salt, some nice essential oils in the water. Throw the Spotify on, dim the lights. Like, you go chill. I got the kids for the next couple hours. You know what I mean? Just relax your body, soothe your muscle, your achy muscles and all that. Just sometimes just that moment of just a bath. They ain't even got to go out nowhere, but just that they was allowed to bump they Beyonce and you know what I mean? The candle was going and, the hot water hit their muscles and they didn't have to, the kids might be screaming and yelling, but they know that they're not the one that has to get up for it. And that bath is just there. Sometimes that you ain't even got to take them out and do nothing elaborate. Like you said, it's the thought, But I do have a flip side question when we finish with this side.
No, good.
So okay. The other side of it, like I guess you alluded to, is if they want it, like what if there's like mental or physical things stopping the woman from moving forward? Like if she's later in life, she's getting perimenopausal. She's getting menopausal. She done had a late kid in life and now her body's shutting down. Like as an OG who's been married probably through all the myriad of ups and downs. Like, what do you say for brothers like when they don't have the tolerance for that stuff?
Well, see, well. First of all, if you're married to a woman going through it, because me and my wife are both in the 60s now, so we've been through all the phases.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, first of all, you have to recognize it and you have to talk about it. Me and my wife, we talk about those changes. And the funny thing about menopause, premenopause, it affects women differently. It's not one size fit all. Some women be horny as hell.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Some women shut down. In between. So you got to find out where your woman fits. And this medical treatment or whatever for all of those kind of phases, right? Well, I don't like to or anything like that, but there's ways to navigate some of that. And I think that for most women, the part of the menopausal thing is that they don't get as lubricated as and there's shit for that. You know what I'm saying? So there's all kinds of stuff you got to do and talk about and all this kind of stuff. I think the real biggest thing is that when a man can't get an erection, that's probably and that's not even on his side. His side is mental, but now you can't satisfy the wife, and so now you know what kind of wife you have.
I think that's my biggest fear. That's my biggest fear of getting old. As I get older, like that's my biggest.
When you get older, it's not even on the woman's side because she's a receiver. She can receive no matter what. But if you can't deliver, it's a whole big. And if she's one of them horny ass chicks, what you going to do then?
Especially if her menopause is that.
That's right.
If her menopause is horny, then we
haven't even hit that. First of all, we're all men. We don't even want to go there. We don't even want to talk about that shit. But
that's my biggest fear in life, man. That's my biggest fear. Like, man, this topic is
now you're relying on
100%.
You're relying on your woman to hold her vows.
Yep.
And forego something that she might be used to. You might have to. You might have to do something. They got toys and shit like all that. But
But if you're a young man, but I think it's levels to it, right? I believe, right? If you're a young man,
older guys,
older 65, 70, you earned that right. Shit, I mean, shit. If you 40-year-olds, man, if you got those problems and you trying to obtain a wife or a woman seriously, man, you better go get your checkup. You better check that man out. Get that man checked out. Because if she's still active and attractive, then you're going to be putting yourself in that bullshit and then crying about it, but you're not paying attention to the signs.
Listen, man, any men who, and I think there's shit in the food and the water and all that kind of shit, because no men are supposed to have those kind of trouble in their 30s. But it's happening more and more.
Yeah, it's very prevalent in the culture right now. Like,
especially in America. Because they was trying to turn all you men's to the Gremlins. They was trying to get y'all. Before 2010, they was trying to get all the men's to turn into men's.
All I can say is that
I was in the school.
My youngest daughter had her when I was 41 years old. So anybody says my shit wasn't working, she's my receipt.
There you go.
So I think out of your babies, it's who is the youngest one more like, you or the mom?
Oh man, she's more like she's
a mixture of both.
Yeah, she's detailed like me, but she's autistic like her mother, man.
You don't say she autistic? Are you crazy, man?
No, I'm not autistic. Artistic.
Oh, okay.
The worst part, you also say like her mother.
Yeah, I get it. Those for the best children. If you married and have some children, those children turn out to be a little bit, unless they religious, like over religious type of kids. But pretty much those kids turn out strong and confident and secure in life. They don't be whining.
Yep. So, hey, Jimmy, man, you said you ain't married. You have any children?
No children. I'm very thankful for this. But this video, it make me like I don't even know what the hell is this, man. I think you do have to make a special time for your wife. Maybe do something, but also sometime I don't have time for this stuff. Like you know, like on most days I go home and I should be able to tell my wife, "Can you make it clap?" You know, and she says yes. This would be I would have good appreciation. But on some days I will do something special. But on the same time that we have to say if we have something in our head and she want it, what do? We're going to do it, right?
Man, I ain't never
If
too
she
tired.
man, there is no too tired. She will get you to do it. You will not be too tired anymore, right?
My man,
So
can I ask you a question?
yes,
Say you at work, right?
yes,
And you at work on lunch and you sitting in your car and that hit you, right? That mode hit you, right? Oh man, I'm gonna get home and me and my wife, we gonna. It's an old movie term, right? And I'm gonna say it in the way they said it. Sometimes you gotta set the booty up right, right?
yes.
So when that moment hits you, right, when you know she's probably doing her thing wherever at home or the grocery store or whatever, dealing with the kids or whatever, sometimes you can just set it up early, like, baby, look, do you think I can come home and you set it up right? And she can be like, well, okay, listen, I come in, you know what I'm saying? You can plan it to where, because kids go listen to you. You like, y'all going to bed 8 o'clock, sit y'all ass down. Between 6:30 and 8, just run us a little bath water. You know what I'm saying? Let us soak that monkey right. You know what I'm saying? Get all pristine. You in there wrestling the kids. You know, you ain't too tired for your babies. You know, you get them in the headlock, turn them upside down. They like all that shit. Then you be like, all right, when mama get out, y'all gonna take a bath. Give them 10 minutes in the bath, wash their ass real good, scrub them up, bubble. Put their ass in that bed and be like, don't come up out of this room until I come and get you tomorrow. And they gonna turn that light out, that water go put them straight to sleep. And then from 10:30 to, I don't know, 9:30 to 11:30, 12, whatever, you get your hours of sleep, you refresh their work tomorrow.
Imagine you do all this and she tell you she is tired. I will leave the house.
She ain't gonna tell you that she's tired. She ain't gonna tell you. She gonna fall asleep in the bubble bath, and then she done already put it in her mind like I'm getting right for my man.
You know what I think? I also think that
Don't
a
overthink.
woman also should be thinking about this for her husband. Good woman,
They
she will
do.
also think, you know what? I'm going to make it special for him tonight.
They do.
Yes. So a good woman does. Good woman
Yeah, no.
does.
She will. She will do it like next okay, you did it on Tuesday. She'll do it on Friday. It'll just be a part of the back and forth. You know what I'm
Yes, the
saying?
only thing when it get into this emotion, even if I do all this, I don't know about the emotion because he don't listen to me and this and that. This is stuff I
that's the
hate.
wrong woman.
I am not, can read brains. I cannot read this stuff. I have no idea in her emotion, and I have no time for this.
Do you
Albert
have women in
Einstein
your
will not
family?
be able to study this information. He will not
Do you
know.
have women in your family that you trust?
Yes.
They take over and let her talk to them every time. You know what I'm saying? Go to the women and let her talk to them. Be like, whatever problem you got with me, go talk to them.
They will
And
go
see.
call me and
Why
say, you
you
need to
doing
listen
that,
to her
man?
more. They join the
Whatever,
problem.
because he
She
overthinking.
infect them, now they have the infection.
But you can't
Yo, why
overthink
y'all
it.
doing that?
Don't overthink it, bro. Don't overthink it. Don't go by what you see other people's reactions to situations. If you're that type of man that you can do things, you just make sure you be very careful on the woman that you choose.
Yes,
Very careful.
from day one, I will tell them communication is key. If something is happening, treat me like I'm stupid and I have no idea what the hell is anything. This way, anything she feel, tell me, please, right away, in 1 second, please tell me. I cannot wait 7 years and be like, oh, you have not been listening the whole time. 7 years, I've been watching every second, and every time I walk in the door, you look in the right side for 2 seconds. She has noticed this for 7 years, and I have never noticed. and she has not felt the connection because of this. This is stuff I will jump off building. What the hell is this? This is the one I will need to describe to my wife. I need to avoid this, please. What the hell is this? I need like anything. Just say it. Just say whatever is wrong. Just say.
Would you want her to work after the children go to school?
No work. I provide.
There might be a little
I provide, but she has to provide in the bed.
Well, that's what you gonna give her too much time to be thinking that about the pool boy that come over.
She could go get the book.
No, okay, she gonna go get it.
With that buzzkill. Thank you.
She can get the book and start doing reading and learn.
She gonna call the plumber over. She gonna call the plumber and say the plumber stop.
The plumber cannot go in my house. I will plumb the plumber. I will break him if he go in my house. He cannot go in my house. This is my wife. Hell no. My wife, hell no. She will be, God willing, modest, good woman. Plumber will never go in my house when I am not there. No man will go in my house when I am not there. It's my house.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
I work in a job where we have like a lot of people. We go in their house. Some of them, their wife, one of them, she go to me, she smell me, and she's like, "What is the cologne you have on your body?" I said, "It's nice one." She's like, "Oh, if this was on my husband, I'll be all over him." I wanted to tell her, "Ma'am, you sound like you are all over me. What in the hell is this? What? Go back to your husband. Don't say this to me." This is the thing. Hell, I don't know how this is acceptable in the mind of people. A man, I think I am a man. I know what a man think. And I go in the people's house. So I know I see good-looking woman. I don't want to think like this. But inside of us, there is animal. And inside of woman, there is animal. This is true. But we have to control it. I do not trust other people. Random guy, he work in plumbing. I do not trust this guy. He's gonna go in with my wife. Oh hell no! Hell no! I will break him.
Just gotta make sure you're whole, man, or else do the work yourself. That's it.
Yeah, I can do the plumbing. This is a big hell no.
Man, that is funny. But it's funny. This whole show that I put together, I had a more detailed show I wanted to talk about. I said, man, I'm not gonna be ready for that. So I said, let me just go hit this one. Because we haven't really talked about it at all. And the truth of the matter, the consensus is, and I think even women agree, that once you get married, there's obligations that you have to your husband, yes, to you. And for the most part, the list is not the same, right? A lot of, the list is not exactly the same. Some of the things might overlap. But one of the things on a man's list is, if you want me to be monogamous, you got to be making sure you take care of that libido, right? Because that's just the bottom line. And if it's not as hard for a man who's going to want to be able to take care of his wife. I mean, she doesn't really have to bend out, twist our arm for us to have sex with her. Not for the most part. We don't go through those mood changes. We don't go through those things, man. If it's time, it's time. So I don't know. So it's one of those things. It's an easy one. Too bad we don't have as many marriages as we used to. But I wasn't aware that all the way up until 1995, in some states, you could still force your wife to have sex with you without criminal penalty.
I knew about that.
No, I knew it was.
I knew about that long.
I didn't know it was so. I mean, it's not that long ago.
Yeah, it's not that long ago. A lot of things changed, man. A lot of things changed during that little post Diddy R. Kelly time. They perverted a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah, but that didn't have nothing to do with this part of it. I mean, that kind of coincided with the no fault divorce.
Yeah, all that.
This came in those same 20 years.
All that came in. Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
This depends on like what they mean by force. Like when your wife, she's like, no, no, don't. She wanted, you know, you already know this, no, in this context.
Yo, brother,
And
that's a big
sometimes
these
she
days.
just tired and you
That's
do it anyways and it's
that's pre
okay.
1995.
Yes.
That's a
But
big mistake, man.
yes,
That's
You
pre
but
know,
now
1995.
now they make it such that I have to make a contract with my wife. We will have sexual intercourse. Sign here, and then she has to make a signature on the paper. I cannot do this.
it is bad. There's definitely overkill. I mean, you could be
Yes,
in the
okay.
cut and still have to ask for permission. You know, they said at any
Hell no.
time you could say no, and yeah, but you got to be like this last chick. Or there was one chick that was on here for the icebreaker. She's upset that men go through the ritual of putting a woman in a position so he could talk her drawers off of her. Right? She's mad that she says, I don't want to have sex with you unless it's something meaningful. But she never really defines what meaningful is. So she gets mad at men for playing the long game.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Right?
the
Because
same women who say I don't need the husband, and then they go and sleep with random guys, and they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the husband, it has to be meaningful. Why will I do something special for you if another man can go and take you and do whatever he wants just because I am the one who is the husband? I will not treat, if someone makes themselves garbage, I will not treat them like a queen. She make herself trash, garbage, poo-poo in the dumpster, right? I will not treat her like a queen. But if she act like a queen, I would treat her like a queen.
okay.
I mean, I guess I would just wonder to that then, why even wife a trashy woman that you know you're gonna have to like readjust your behavior for if she's really if you find out she's really that trash, you know, so you don't have to change up yourself and bring down your spirit. You should just maybe move on to somebody who you can match energy with a little better, so you're not feeling like, oh, she's this way, she's that way, so I gotta pull back. I can't do this, I can't do that, because eventually that's just gonna start to mess with you as well.
Yes, you. This why if you want a pure woman, from now you have to be pure man. This you cannot say I want to be a woman and you go and sleep with every single woman, and then a woman cannot say I want to be your man. I want to settle down with a good man, but I'm going to go sleep with everybody right now, and then I will find one later. This is not how it works. A man can tell, and woman can tell.
Mm.
Yeah, well, yeah, but a man cares more. A man cares
Yes,
more.
a man.
Because it's funny. It's really strange that because most women, and I don't know most women, but a lot of women kind of gauge whether this her attraction to a guy is based on how many other women want him.
You know what I say? The man, this I love this quote. Man, he is born on the bottom of the mountain, and he is judged by how high he climbed. And the
Right.
woman is born on the top of the mountain, and she is judged by how far she fall. It's
Damn.
not that we are unequal; it's
Woo.
that we have different goals.
Exactly. And that's very
Wow.
true. That's a good quote. I heard that before. It's true. It is absolutely true. I mean, and
Mm.
and, and I think it's a simple philosophy in life that I don't think we teach it enough. Because most men inherently understand that when we're born, and we got to earn our way through life. And then and
100%.
we all have friends and guys who know that they've not gone through that window. And they're 30, 35 years old, and they still don't have two nickels or anything to show for their lives. And their lives are almost halfway over.
Mm.
And for women, we tell them, listen, you're born with an inherent virtue, inherent value. And it's up to you to keep it. It's up to you to keep it, enhance that, teach it, but
Yes,
it's
yes.
gone.
And you know what I believe is the biggest problem for the woman and for the man is if they don't put God first. The thing is, when woman she does not put God first, then her husband becomes her God. This every so now everything he does will dictate every way she feels. This is the type of woman we can't have sex, we can't do this because the emotion and the way because she has made that man way too much. She made him dictation over all her feelings. The thing is, when she connects with God, this is number one, and then everything else, because in life, we could get into accident where we cannot move our legs, where we cannot feel our private part anymore. Who will get us through that? What if the woman leaves? Who will get us through that? These are things, they really happen. They happen to my own family. How are we going to get through that if our God became the woman? The woman is amazing, but always under God, always under God. And same with the man, always under God. When you put God first, nobody can do anything to you. Car accident, you have God. Your arm cut off, you have God. Your woman leave, you have God. You are indestructible. Nothing can break you. When you do this, you say, okay, she didn't want to do it tonight. She don't want to do it this whole week. Guess what? It's okay. It's okay. My life did not end. I'm okay. And now you can talk with her. But when you make it, wow, she didn't do it another day. You know what? F you. And you're mad at her about it. Now she has more pressure and she doesn't want to do it even more. This because God has to be first. Everything else will not matter. No, it matters, but it will not ruin you. It will not break you. You don't have to be so emotionally worried about it. You don't have to overthink all the time. Everything is okay. You have God. You will have the best relationship in your life. Same with her.
Yes and no. I do think what you're saying is right, and there is a level of detachment that we have to do in life, so we're not getting so worked up about things. But I mean, if we talk about, I don't know what religion you talking about, but over here in Western society, we mostly base our religions on like the Bible, and it does say in there that we're not supposed to deny each other our bodies because that will cause us to be tempted. So if you're intentionally denying the person that you have committed yourself to, that will cause them to eventually be, brought into temptation. Whether they act on the temptation or not is different. But the God made us with natural desires, and those desires is gonna want to be, those fires is gonna want to be quenched at some point. And if we playing with each other emotionally and physically and denying each other when we don't have to, we're of course making our spouse more susceptible to what's out there in the streets.
I agree.
Yes, I think the worst thing is when you start to play a game. Like if she says one day she hyped up the whole day and then she tired at the end of the day, and I think in my head, okay, now I will go 2 weeks and I will not do it. And then I go and I play into this game. The worst idea ever. This make now competition, competition inside the relationship. You're supposed to be together, not enemies.
Well said. Well said. But your idea is great. It's true. Like, if what you said was really like thought provoking. Like if she deny you for a week and then you get mad at her, now y'all arguing about it instead of trying to fix it. Like that's a very good point. But is how do you balance that with also knowing that, especially like I said, if it's a man who's healthy, if it's a woman who's healthy, you denying her all the time when y'all monogamous, that could lead to that work husband meeting by the coffee room. They going to get lunch together, and now all of a sudden, your wife who's a nurse at the hospital, she got the janitor at the hospital, driving her home, or the orderly at the hospital, or the maybe your wife's a
I
little
will
higher up there.
in
She got
in
the
this
next
case
doctor
I
at
will
the
make
hospital.
all in this case I will make all the worker in the hospital patients in the hospital.
Hey, listen, that's some serious stuff though. The work husband and the work wife,
Man,
they spend an awful, and this is why some men don't want their wives to work. But the truth of the matter is, in truth, it's the housewife who has the most affairs.
yes, it is.
So well, yeah, you can't win for losing. That's the bottom line. You just gotta hope that
Even if she come home from work, she smell like cheeseburger, it's okay. The man, he don't care.
Just smell
Not
like
you
a
smell like
cheeseburger.
cheeseburgers.
Again, the moral of the story is you can't really worry about those kind of things one way or the other. You got to know what you have because
Yes,
there's
sir.
no way to protect from a cheating.
Mm.
You know, I mean, either way, you know, if a person, you can try to be as cautious as you want, but if a person wants to cheat, they're going to do it. So one of the things they say,
100%.
they say that women, they say that men, listen, they say women are the best cheaters. The truth of the matter is, that's not really true. The truth is that the guys who they cheat with don't want to tell because they're getting
Mm.
free box. But
Mm.
if you fooling around with a woman, man, she's the one calling your wife and all that kind. That's why men get caught.
Facts.
Women get feelings and all that kind of shit, and she's
Mhm.
she's going to break your marriage up.
Yeah,
If
she
a
gonna
man
fuck you.
gets some
Right?
free box from a fine chick, man, I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Mhm.
The problem is
Most guys
yes,
shut up too. Most guys will shut the hell up.
Just shut up.
Mm.
when
I mean,
yes, a
listen.
man,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yes, when a man does it, then a man can cheat on his wife and truly love her,
Mm.
truly emotion, everything, and it means actually nothing. But when woman does cheat on her husband, there is emotional aspect, right? So the problem is if a woman, you go and do something with woman and you continue, you keep going, there will be emotion on some level. Unless the woman is really broken, disconnected, most of the time something is there, and for you it might be nothing. I seen this before with women that I feel bad because I tell them from the first day that this is nothing. There will never be anything. But then after a while, she tell me she feels something, and now I try to break it, and all of a sudden she tried to break my life. So this is with a man, he can do it as if nothing. But with women, it's much, much more difficult to do it as if they are nothing.
Man can't do it if it ain't nothing either. Because he keep diverting
Well,
resources over to the side chick.
Oh, a man definitely, yeah, on a bad night, man, he could go do it with 500 pound woman. If it's really bad, it could be really bad, you know. But a woman, she has to have something emotional with the man,
Well,
something.
you're right, but
No, she don't.
unfortunately, no. Hold on. I was going to say this because in general that used to be true, but it's not true that much anymore. There's women are fucking just like men now.
Yep.
They don't have
Yes,
no
because
feelings. They
feminism,
don't
yes,
have
I
no
agree, I
feelings.
agree,
They have,
yes.
they have no feelings whatsoever. They should be dripping down their leg, and they just put on their clothes and moving out to the next dude. And that's the sad part of it because that wasn't always true. That was not always true. Women
You,
had but now, man. It just is forget it. But the truth
you,
of the matter is, but the overarching thing is, if you're a man, and forget about husband and wife for a second, if you have a girlfriend that just or a lady that you're fooling around with, and she keeps inviting you back, you could bet that she's getting some feelings. There's no doubt about it. As soon
yes,
as that first, as soon as that first time she says, I thought you were going to call me, you know that the
you
expectation.
messed up.
You
You
know what?
messed
You know
up.
what I'm saying,
It's
right? Get out
over.
there,
You
dude.
messed up. You made big mistake now.
That's right. As
What
soon as she
what
says it once, that means she has an expectation of you. She's on the
Oh
other.
yeah, once the expectations is in, yeah, it's over.
And you know what is crazy now? If this society sees a woman who has modesty, she cover herself, she doesn't go out like half naked. They say this woman is oppressed even when she does it for herself. Even if she doesn't have husband, they say this is oppression. Now, feminism is actually oppressing women. They are doing oppression. You know why? Because if I were to think like a man who has no respect for women, I would love feminism. It would be my favorite thing in the world.
Yes, it
Imagine a
would.
man who does not want to marry women and he just want to sleep with women, and they say we can go out dress however we want. I will say, please, yes, I can see more. I can see more. You know what? We the men don't need to pay for me. We can go half half. Wow, perfect. Wow, I can, okay, half me and you. So now I go sleep with this woman, and she say this: I'm going to sleep with him, and then I'm going to block him and forget about him. That man will have the best day of his life. That man will have great life. They benefit so much. The men who do not care about a woman, they will have the best time with the feminism. They love the feminism. If I was men like this, I will be in every parade for feminism. Please get naked and go pay the rent by yourself. Let me sleep with you and then go away. Yes,
They don't
wow,
have
great.
to do that. Men are already playing the game of feminism. They're already doing it. And it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And some men, no, but some men already play that game, been playing that game for a long time. Some men recognize it, you know what I'm saying? And it's a group of men who don't understand it. And they put themselves in bad positions. So
men who can't play that game though.
yeah, because again, see, I don't know, man. I'm ugly to some women, believe it or not. I pain, especially in my finest.
The sunglasses, man, you're a clean guy.
Even in my finest young hour, in my military strength days, I was still ugly to some women, right? But here was a nugget that I learned, right? I played football all my life, so I always had them physiques. I always had the ball arms and the chest and the thighs and the calf muscles, right? And the 8 packs. That plays a role too. My body got me more being in shape, especially single, working, got your own money. You should be at the gym, riding your bike, doing something to stay active, man, because if you active and attractive, you're liable to get some favors called in your way just because you present it that way.
Of course. But again, you know, I had one of the ladies on the video. She said but most men don't have it like that. A lot of women don't realize this. Most men don't have it like that.
Like what?
Like, they have to really work hard to get by.
But a lot of men don't want to work out.
No. Most men in general, I understand what they should do, but most men in general don't get boxed that easy. That's why we got an incel problem.
So what do you?
So the issue I'm trying to say is I'm not going against what you said. I understand if we all was in the gym, we wouldn't have these problems. But that's
not necessarily in the gym. My pain, it's being active.
We don't have it together. Yeah. I hear you, but for the most part, most people don't have it together. Most men have trouble with women.
But why is that? It's not. A lot of it's just mentally. A lot of it's the lack of confidence.
For whatever reason, what I'm saying is the fact that you have some success based on whatever your success criteria is. In my dating age, back in the day when I had it all together, I had some success. You know, some guys had success, but I knew a whole bunch of squares who weren't getting shit.
Well, that's emotion. That's a different lane, though. Those were the nerdy guys didn't put themselves in those positions, and that's but they still had a confidence about them. See, it was still a confidence, but they wasn't like you. They wasn't like us, our pain. They wasn't at the club. They was.
No, for a second, Ferg. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but you knew some guys weren't getting no box, didn't you?
Yes, and they were in a different lane, but they were, you know, off into themselves, like the nerdy type of guys.
Was there more of those guys than you?
It was more of those. It was more of those guys. But what I'm saying is, it came down to how they felt. Because guys didn't move in feelings for the most part, right? So even when those dudes came out of their little shell, they was able to get some type of woman to sort of feel what their vibe was. And they was getting some box, just not the street. See, they wasn't being the 304 like me and Ghetto Point of View was back in our heyday. See, they wasn't being, but they could go in their little shell, and when they get through studying and being Steve Urkel, they can turn into Stefan, and they can get that love, and they can go on back. See, now the mindset is different. That's all I'm saying. Because that's all. As a college guy, he could, you know.
They find their equal. Sometimes you see a guy, he wear his glasses like a Steve Urkel, and he find the female Steve Urkel. She wear her glasses, and then they go to the school together. Everyone Guy, he 500 pounds. Woman, she 500 pounds. They just can't go on elevator together, right? But they have love, a real big love.
Yeah.
So
fat women don't like fat men, man.
No, they don't.
then what are they going to do?
Fat men, man.
Men in good shape don't want fat women. What are they going to do? You have
Shit,
no
they'll
other
knock 'em
option.
all down.
Pick on your level.
They're gonna play for a slim guy.
A good shape man, he knocking 200 down to 110.
It's not love, though.
But he's knocking him down. I know he ain't looking for love. But if he's a single guy, a big girl, she gonna tap him on the shoulder and be like, "You want some of these greens I'm cooking on Sunday? Come through." I'm just saying, man.
On Sunday, he have a long night. He's like, okay,
No, he
it's
don't.
time to call the fat one.
Get over early before the games. Come on, you can be home before the games.
But you know, my
I'm just
biggest
saying, with a
point-
bath, you be done ate good, got your clothes washed. You know what I'm saying? She done emptied you up for the week, man, and you can just slide out the side door and go on to the crib. I'm just saying.
You know, one message I would want to say for a lot of the women is just picture two women. One woman that she has traditional marriage. Her husband pay for everything. He love her. He take care of her. He's good to her. And she only be with this one husband. Nobody else get it. Right? And she is wearing covered. No man even allowed to see her body. They don't deserve it. Now another woman, she go out there and she say, wow, I'm half naked. Everyone can see my body. Everyone can see like I'm a piece of meat. Everything I have for free, no charge, completely free. Now I go sleep with this man and he can use me, do whatever he want. And now I go leave him. He get me for free. Which one of these looks like a free woman? And which one of these looks like actual oppressed woman who is driven by society to think that she's free? Well, she put the handcuff on herself and throw away the lock.
You're on mute, Ferg.
I mean, but this is America, and I think men truly understand they don't understand the nature of women, but we sort of understand where we stand in America. And a lot of it to me is just seems the confidence. Especially we talking about a whole peer group who not even getting along. It's some people from 20 to 45 not even trying to even do anything that's called working together in any capacity, but they still gonna have sex. And everybody's turning into the same. And sex, I don't know, man, but somebody got to be like turn out the lights type of person. Both of them can't be saying pull your pants off, and you know what I'm saying, because the women are being more aggressive with the guys, and I think that's sort of
some women, they're crazy. They like they don't give me the consent. I don't give them consent. They just go. I'm like, what the hell?
they just take it from.
Well,
See what I'm saying? See, they get a little nervous. See how they see it, you get a little nervous when she come over and pull on his underwear. Take that shit off. What you mean?
The thing is, the man it's hard. It's very hard to just. Sometimes you want to say no because it feel good.
No,
you
man, you don't say no.
Almost impossible.
Just aim it up in here, man. Aim it towards the mouth somewhere.
Oh man, Jesus Christ, man.
On,
no,
man.
You're right, Jimmy. Though you're right, though. Listen, men take sex from women any way they choose to give it. In general, the opposite is not true. All right, so you know that's why I tell people when they say there's an equivalency in the bedroom. If a woman tells a man who's ready to put a condom on, you're not having sex if you put that on. He's not putting it on. He's 90% of the men ain't gonna put it on. You know,
the woman you need to preheat the oven 45 minutes and 350 degrees. The man you go 30 seconds and he will be good to go.
I don't know where you're going with that one, but I hear you. Anyway,
the woman, she needs a lot of time to warm up. You need to get her in the mood, this and that. A man don't need time. He need maybe 1 second, one kiss, boom. He is good to go. Woman, she need maybe a good hour playing games and this and that and touch and all the stuff.
You know
and then
what,
she's ready.
Jimmy, I'm gonna tell you something. If my wife told me she needed an hour to get warmed up, we wouldn't be married. Yeah, you ain't got no goddamn hour.
You have
baby.
yourself good woman.
You don't got an hour. You got a good 15 minutes to get ready and shit, man. An hour.
I tell them on my way home from work, hey, get yourself ready now because I come home in an hour.
Get yourself. I
don't have time. Yes. Go play some game with yourself. I don't have time to make the candle.
Boy, you go. Hey man, listen, man. You find that one that you want, man. Listen, man. Let us know, man. Come back and say, hey, man, I found one, because it'll be interesting to see if you find her. Because listen, I can't say she's not out there. I don't know where you look, but again, man, women have personalities, right? And especially American women, they're gonna let you know their personality up front. And if it doesn't rock with who you are, man, just don't waste your time. Don't waste your emotions on that shit. Just move on, man.
I agree.
But you go ahead and negotiate some.
Hey, so fellas, we're gonna do some final words here, final thoughts. Hey, Jimmy, since you on off camera, what's your final thoughts on the topic? And make sure you come back. I'm here every Monday at 7:00. I got different topics though. Go ahead, man. What's your final thought?
My final thought on this would be that the feminism is putting the chains back on the women, and a lot of women will not realize it until they are 70 years old. They have 2 cats, and they have one friend who they don't like, and they say she's stupid and talk about her behind her back. Now, the women who did things right, this was all the way 30s, 40s, 50s, that some of the men, yes, they were bad, but the women were doing the right thing. They were so happy. Look at any statistic on how happy these women were. If you stay modest and you stay good and you look for a good husband and you get married, give him his rights and he will give you your rights. If he doesn't, then leave him and find a good man who will do that for you. This is your key to life. Same with the men. Get good woman, modest woman, and tell her communication is key, and communicate everything. And this is it. That's all we need. Woman, she believes God, she fears God. This will be better than any woman from the club. One who is so far from the feminism. One who she believe in God, he make right and wrong. United States does not make morals. They don't make morality. Morality comes from God. The one who know this and doesn't follow TikTok for relationship advice, then she follow the Bible or Quran for her relationship advice. This is the good woman and this is the good man.
Got it. All right. Ghetto.
Listen, man, y'all been dropping it this whole time, and I'm just appreciative. I caught the notification for this great conversation, and I really appreciate being invited into it. Y'all all gave so much dope advice right here. I hope whoever didn't catch this live does take a moment. I'm glad that it's being restreamed on a couple different networks, because this definitely got some gems for both sides. Do women owe their husband sex? 100,000% yes. And men owe they wives sex. Like, we are not to deny each other. We shouldn't play games like that with one another. If we want to play those type of games, we shouldn't be going down to the courthouse or to the church. We shouldn't be wasting the pastor time. We shouldn't be wasting the clerk at the marriage office time. We shouldn't be. We should be way more mature and more understanding of the level of commitment this takes if we gonna undertake it, or we should let it alone, because you can cause so many problems in your life and other people's lives just playing with these type of unions and these institutions. And we got to start taking oaths more seriously in the community. And I think we would definitely have a better time if we just got more serious about things sometimes, you know? And I think this is definitely one of those things that if everybody on all sides got a little more serious about it, we'd all have a better time with it. Just my personal cup of tea. But yeah, I'll leave it right there.
All right. Fair. Go ahead, Coach.
Salute, man. Yeah, man. That's a greatly said, man. Everything about you said is 100,000%, man. You know, I think people should start sometime, man, just by learning who they are at this point in life.
Yes, sir.
You know, people seem to act like they can't learn every day, man. Every day is a learning of a journey of learning. You know, I think people have grown even in these spaces. So some for the better, some for the worse, right? But they chose their path. But if you're wanting something in a marriage, man, it's gonna take commitment. I appreciate the fact that now, man, I'm paying, you know, my wife just had a birthday, right?
Okay.
So now she's, you know, talking about slowing down. I'm like, great. So we planning our next chapter. What are we gonna do, man? I don't know. I'm gonna be on YouTube somewhere, but you know, she's like, hey, I'm ready to just go see the world from my own eyes. And I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting on it. I was talking about stuff years ago. Now she's like, yeah, we ready. Okay. I'm sitting back. So when you ready, I'm be all for it, man. But I think it is a level of commitment. Hopefully, wherever state we land on, we can implement you know, Coach Ferg's on there. We can have a memory of that, you know what I'm saying, as part of that. You know what I'm saying? Shit, we getting older. Ain't nobody looking to go three 15-round fights no more. Shit, 20 minutes, hey, everybody go to sleep. Shit, everybody. But I think over time I've gotten to know and learn who she is, and same with me. You know, it's simple for us. Give us, you know, but me understanding who she is has enhanced everything about it. I'll say this and I'll say that.
Yeah, go ahead.
When everybody was tripping in COVID, we understood that. We went out and got a scribble pole, and it's been greasier since. So, you know, I love the fact that she's thinking about me, and in that capacity, knowing that that's important. And in the way I repay her, I just pay my duty is I make sure that everything we need in our house is taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Everything from the front end of the front lawn to the backyard. She knows she ain't got to do nothing but
channel, man. You got
put some food in there. Yeah, man. Who's that? Buzzkill, man. Salute to you, man. This is Coach Ferg, man. That's my channel name, man. Coach Ferg. You know, I'm slowly growing, man. I got 155 subs, man. And you see, man, I can't get up early enough and be consistent. I'm not like you, man. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I got some good content on there, man. A lot of good. It ain't the fighting kind of information people want.
Are you going on a regular basis? How about you? Point of view, you got a channel?
No, not a regular basis, but.
Yeah, just same, just follow the name. Definitely need to get back to posting more consistently. But it's a bunch of episodes up there right now and a bunch of different topics. But yeah, I definitely need to add some more to it. But yeah, just follow my add my name, and all the different topics and playlists will come up.
You got it. And yours is Coach Ferg, right? Coach?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm great. Get it right now, Payne. Give me one second.
Yeah. You got a minute. I'm not gonna shut us out. Of course, my channel is Marriage, Politics, and Sports. I got so much stuff on my channel. You know, when you try to cover the intersectionality between marriage, politics, sports, all that's just connected. We one way or the other. And I do like commentary on like some political stuff. I get my votes views there, right? When the political commentary, but I have a lot of stuff. I got music on there. I got all kinds of shit on there. But anyway, so this was a good one. And this was like spur of the moment, because every time I think, so what am I going to say this Monday? And sometimes it comes early in the week. Sometimes it comes last minute. I was going to do something much more intense than this. Okay. And then I said, you know what? Let's talk about marriage, since I know a little bit about that, and whether women should give us some box, on demand. Let's talk about that. But I just say that anybody who's looking to get into a marriage, really a real relationship like marriage, you got to be intentional about it, and you got to ask a lot of questions. You got to vet properly. And I think one of the things that you have to really understand is what kind of libido your prospective wife might have. And are you compatible? I think it's almost impossible to get into a marriage these days if you haven't experimented with each other beforehand. I think that's crazy. That whole thing, you got to be a virgin before marriage, or you got to not have sex until you're married. I don't think that works at all. I think you can't have that kind of surprise after you say I do. But you could be even if you wanted to withhold sex until engagement or something like that, but you got to know what kind of sexual rhythm your spouse is going to have. I just think it's imperative. Can you live with that? Especially if you're thinking you're going to be, if it's death to us part. I think it's the worst thing to do is get with somebody. I mean, you can learn different techniques, but there's got to be some kind of chemistry there. I believe so. And if there's a way to figure that shit out before you get married, more power to you. But I think if you ain't test driving this shit, and there might be some religious people who don't agree with that, but I don't know. Okay, Ferg, does the good book say you got to wait? I don't think, maybe in the past, but now.
Our pain.
What?
95% of America has had some before they turn 21. So ain't nobody waiting in America. Ain't nobody waiting. So 95% of all Americans, not just adults, teenagers, by the time they turn 21, done had some. You can Google it, look it up right now.
You know what? Listen, it's not hard for me to believe. I just want to make the cut line. I think I got my first piece before, I could count myself. I was still a teenager, so I
exactly 95% before age 21. Yeah, and that's in 2026. So
I hear you. All right, fellas. Listen, I was gonna. It's funny. I have I do some like AI music and stuff, and I had this honey I was gonna play on a different live, but she talked about being intentional, right? I got these avatars I do, and I can make a scenario. So I got this honey her name is Honey, right? She's in a studio, and she's singing about being intentional with about a man, and she is beautiful. I had her all dressed up and stuff, See, if it wasn't for Catalia, she said, "Go ahead and play it." You gotta stick around for this. I think y'all might like this thing. I got a lot of views for this. Let me do it.
I think you got a whole album collection over you done created.
Yes, I do.
2 albums, maybe a double album, a platinum album over it.
Let me go ahead and put this on.
Chasing shadows, letting good things back. But I learned love won't do my accident. He needs a steady heart and honest intent. So I slowed down and told my soul the truth. I'm being intentional. True love tonight, walking straight through the dark and into the light. No more guessing games, no more leaving it to chance. I want a real connection, built with steady to last. With open hands, I chose a clearer way to show up fully and not just say straight through the door and into the light. No more guessing games, no more leaving it to chance. I want a real connection filled with steady hand. If love is the answer, I'll ask it right. Intentional hearts can make it all
Oh man, All Pain used to be a part of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I know it. I knew you look like Terry Lewis. I know it.
So you tell me this AI, this woman, she does not exist?
No, she's not.
All Pain, I know one thing. You get an Angel Reese looking baddie out there, boy.
Man, the world is crazy nowadays, man. I do not know what to trust, man. That's crazy. You make a whole musician who is not even human.
Yeah, man. Crazy.
Listen, man, this, it's funny because when I started fooling around with this AI music, I just have all these avatars and they're free. I just have to let them know where I get it from. So when I had this song, I actually put in the song being intentional, right, in the AI tool. I just used those two words, being intentional, and it wrote this song. And then, so I played it in different genres. This is like soul and this and that. And then I took that song and I said, well, there's a video AI where I can make a video out of it. So I had to make the scenario. I said, take this avatar, put her in a cream dress, put her in a great studio, and have her sing this song. So I set it up, and this is what came out. I said, man, this shit is cool. And she is fine as hell too, man. Golly.
No, you did a good job with that, sir.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd throw that out there. So I have a whole bunch of these things out there. So I got a lot of that stuff on my channel. If you want to go
Very nice.
to sports, you can see a lot of that. She has a whole collection of, I call it the honey collection. She got a whole collection. I have a brother named Tony, and he's a player. And his main song is so cool. He got like 3 different honeys he's singing to and shit, and they all know each other. And there's another sister. She's a Caribbean chick, and and her name is Sapphire or whatever, shit like that. So I just fool around with it. It's not cheap though. It's not. If I was monetizing this shit better, it'd be great. Because it's not cheap. But I'm old and shit, and I'm retired, so I can have habits that cost money. Hobbies that cost money, right? I'm not out drinking. So I thought this was a pretty one. I got a lot of views in this particular video.
That's really dope, okay.
Yeah, man. So I just thought that's my closing remark, man. So that is my closing.
That's a dope way to end it.
Take it easy, man.
Yeah, gentlemen, hey, man, hey, Jimmy, man, thanks for popping up. Haven't seen you before. Come back. Hey, his ghetto point of view, great. Great. Everybody else out there, Catelia, thanks for hanging out. Everybody else in the chat. Liberty.
We love you, Anissa.
Hey, listen. All right, till next Monday. Everybody have a great evening. Later on.
God willing.